Thank you very much for stopping by the Random Green TV YouTube channel. Today, I just wanted to talk about in the Gridiron University Football FBS Division 1A that there were some awesome games, and there's still currently awesome games going on right now between Oregon and Washington. Now, it really should be Washington and Washington State instead of Washington and Oregon, but they played the Apple Cup in September. So 2.5 months ago, they played that game, and they should really be playing it now. It's always been that way, but I guess that's just the way it is. There's no more Pac-12. But if you think that the biggest rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State, you may be correct. You may be absolutely correct when that's the biggest rivalry. But there were some other brawls between, I don't know if you missed it, North Carolina and North Carolina State. Some amazing brawls that happened. I don't think, I'm not trying to condone any brawls, and there's no such thing as a good brawl, especially after the game. I mean, if you're going to do it, the fans shouldn't have to see it. Should be in private, maybe. I don't know. You really shouldn't do it. Period. You're fighting. The battle's on the field within reason, within 60 minutes of that game. 60-minute game time usually turns out to be longer. You already know that, but it's like this. Ohio State, it was a big shock. I thought they'd beat Michigan, but I think they were playing too tight and they were too tense. They had to beat Michigan. They haven't beaten Michigan for a long time, so this is their year, and they just go out there and play. Nebraska and Iowa was a really tough game too. That really was a game that only Nebraska can lose a game like that. But Michigan State and Rutgers is a really bad game, blowout. Notre Dame with a win, they're in the playoffs now. And, it's just absolutely crazy how teams and these athletes can just, take for granted that it doesn't matter who you played. It doesn't matter what the scores were. It absolutely doesn't matter. You have to go out and play 100% all the time, and you never can take for granted a team. And I think a part of that was because Ohio State did that. They just thought they were just going to go in there and pound Michigan, and they're just not going to happen. But there was other rivalry games. Like I say, lots of rivalry games. I guess Oklahoma's new rival is LSU, but it's just weird not seeing Oklahoma State play Oklahoma. And then Texas A&M and Texas are renewing the rivalry right now as I speak. So they're playing Florida State's, and this wasn't, like I say, Ohio State and Michigan was a afterwards extracurricular activity, just like the North Carolina State. See, a lot of these teams, a lot of people just don't realize how much of a rival like Auburn, Alabama really is. Georgia Tech. You just think when people in the Midwest, upper Midwest, probably think, oh, it's going to be Michigan and Ohio State. That's the only teams that hate each other. You'd be really surprised and shell-shocked how much of a rivalry it is compared to like Georgia Tech, one of the most underrated rivalries. Florida State's just absolutely. Notre Dame, USC's always been a big rivalry. And, yeah, well, I'm not really surprised. I don't know. It's the playoff system is what I'm looking for. It's going to be an interesting year with the playoff system. I just don't know what to expect. I know SMU, watch out for SMU. They're a dark horse in that team. Anything can happen when you play and you're in a playoff system. Anything can happen. When I watched SMU a long time, a few months ago now, it was probably the 24th of August. So it's November 30th, August 24th. They played Nevada, and they look pretty good. They really did. They didn't win by much, but they won. I thought something about that team, something about that team, and here they are playing in the ACC championship game against. It'll probably be Miami. I think if Clemson would have beaten South Carolina, then Clemson would have gotten there. But yeah, Penn State and Oregon looks like, and Oregon's winning now. But you just never know with these rivalry weeks. Pretty crazy. But I just thought I'd put my 2 cents in, and you watch, you watch. You don't. If you like, you like. You dislike, you dislike. Oh well. I just wanted to make a video for YouTube there, or make a video for you guys. All right. Bye.